Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. So Sebastian Fundora retains his WBC and WBO super welterweight belts against Chordale Booker. Chordale Booker last into the fourth round, but didn't win a round. This was pure one-way traffic. Fundora, enormous dimensions, as we've said before, 6'5.5", I think he is, incredibly tall and long arms, and stands bolt upright. And Booker just couldn't do anything with him. He really couldn't. Both these guys, southpaws. The rounds went, well, very, very similar. Very similar. I mean, 27-year-old Fundora sticking the jab out constantly in the first two rounds. Booker was like, what the hell is this? You know, it's like he was trying to navigate his way through. The image I had in my head was, you know, the explorer in the jungle trying to hack his way through all the sort of trees and leaves, and, you know, just couldn't get through. Every time he got within punching range, which of course with those long telescopic arms, you think you're way out of range and you get popped by a jab. But Fundora was just landing the jab in the first two rounds, softening up Booker, and Booker, you know, trying to slip and slide and feint, and it weren't happening. So with the first two rounds, I don't know whether Booker landed anything, but Fundora very, very comfortable. He does stand bolt upright, you know, which means that huge swinging hooks, as we saw against Brian Mendoza in Fundora's only defeat when he got knocked out by Mendoza, which was considered a shocker. Mendoza nailed him in the seventh and flattened him. And then Chordale Booker, in the third and fourth round, did land a couple of big swinging backhands, which was, of course, his left hand because he's southpaw, and hooks. You know, he was firing hooks. He was desperately trying to land something, but you could tell there was no real rhyme or reason to what Booker was doing. Fundora was essentially just toying with him. But Fundora does have to watch this upright stance. Sometimes he will fight on the inside, which is absolutely astonishing when you consider his dimensions. He's quite happy to get down and get on the inside and have a war. I'm not saying he should do that. I mean, those are two very extremes, jabbing from the outside. Again, the long telescopic arms are, you know, coming at you from, it seems like, the other side of the ring. But if he could find some sort of balance between that and, you know, and I mean, not standing so upright, not, you know, his head stuck up like a weather vane. He's just looking for a wild swing could chin him like Mendoza did. But Chordale Booker wasn't the man to do it. He just didn't have the skills, didn't seem to have a game plan, although perhaps he didn't get a chance to put his game plan into action. Fundora was going through the gears ever so slightly. Like in the third round, he turned the heat up, and you could tell Booker was beginning to just fire those, you know, don't hurt me punches, stay off me, get off me, get off me. He did get close a couple of times on the inside, but again, you've got to get past those sort of praying mantis limbs, and he just couldn't do anything with him. And Fundora, he hurt Booker at the end of the third round. I thought Booker sort of went back to his corner thinking, you know, what am I going to do? I need to do something, but I just don't know what it is. What can I do? And in the fourth round, he got stung again, hurt. And, he hit the floor from I can't remember what the punch was. It might have been a backhand, left hand, straight left. Down goes Booker on this side. Down goes Frazier. I've got that in my head now because of rewatching some of George Foreman's fights. But, down went Booker and got up, looked rather forlorn in the face, hands up, stepped to the side, said the ref, which he did. But the writing was on the wall, and Fundora went over, started just leathering him, beating him up. Booker trying to swing and sway out of the way. No, he got trapped on the ropes, was taking too many either flush punches or punches that half landed, but was still clearly hurting him. And the referee jumped in and stopped it. So it was an easy maiden defence for Sebastian Fundora, a voluntary. He was, you know, booked to fight, or rumoured to fight anyway. Errol Spence, I don't know whether Spence will ever come back to the ring, but it's nearly 2 years since he fought Terence Crawford and received that, you know, horrendous beating. But Fundora, a lot more to give. I mean, he's only 27. He's a very, very good fighter, and he does to a large degree use his levers is well. I mean, he jabs very, very well, constantly jabbing. But the old cliche is jab with a jabber, and Booker was doing that in, I think, the third round, and for a little 15-second period, he was having a little bit of success. I just wonder about Fundora again. I know I'm repeating myself, but the upright stance. Because there's no slipping, there's no feinting. It's just, I'm coming at you with these great long battering rams and bang, bang, bang. What's the other way around? It's southpaw. I've always liked Fundora. I think he's a warrior. I think he proved that again in his fights with Zhu, and when he fought Erickson Lubin, that was a bloodbath. He was on the floor then, but stopped Lubin in 9. I do like Fundora, but I consider him to be kind of an A- fighter rather than an A+. Do you know what I mean? As for Chordale Booker, his only other defeat was to Amo Williams. That was at middleweight. He got blown out in a round. He had 6 wins coming in to this Fundora fight. He dropped down to super welterweight from middleweight to pick up those 6 wins, but I think he's got gatekeeper written all over him. You know what I mean? Good fighter, but really a B fighter, a B-level fighter. But what did you think of this fight? It was straightforward. It wasn't particularly thrilling. It was okay. It's good to see. It's good to see such a weird-looking fighter with those huge dimensions fighting. I always want to adjust my TV set. I haven't got a TV set. I watch it online, but I always want to adjust the settings and think, well, is there something wrong with this? Anyway, let me know what you think if you watch this fight. It was all right. What do you think of Fundora? How far do you think he can go? Just let me know. You got any opinions? Let me know. I always like reading your opinions. And thank you very much for your time. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, because you're helping the channel out a great deal. And enjoy your Sunday. Bye for now.